What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be getting the car all put back together and put our new gaskets on. Let me show you real quick what we got. We got the Civic exhaust manifold gasket, 5-bolt gasket for the turbo to downpipe. So hopefully this fixes our issue with leaking exhaust. So we're going to be installing those guys today onto the engine, and we're going to try and get our boost by gear installed today. Hopefully we'll have time, and I think I'm just going to snap my fingers and do some editing. Alright guys, now we have the turbo on, is bolted to the manifold. We got our downpipe on and our adapter for the 5-bolt to 3-inch exhaust stuff. Basically we have to run this adapter because our turbo is not a 3-inch outlet, it's a 5-bolt outlet, so I got this adapter to make it into a 5-bolt to 3-inch outlet. So now guys, we're going to be installing our 3-port Mac valve from Burton Racing. This is their full kit that allows you to no cut or splicing wires, at most depinning. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead, get to installing everything. I'm gonna lay out what's all included in this kit. Alright guys, here's everything laid out. We have our line right here. It's not rubber, it's kind of like a hard plastic. Here we have our harness that will plug and play. I'll show you how to install that. And here's our Mac valve, and they soldered this sensor on for us, or this connector for us, which will make it easier for plug and play. And then we have our fittings, and I'm gonna go through them real quick and figure out what goes to what. I'm gonna leave you guys a little diagram right here to show you exactly how to route your lines, and that should help you get the rough idea on how to do your 3-port boost by gear. Remember, this picture is for 3-port only, 4-port is different. So you can see on the diagram, you got numbers 1, 2, and 3. Number 1 is going to be your boost pressure side, so that's going to go to your turbo. Number 3 is going to be your vent to atmosphere, so this fitting is a little breather fitting. Number 2, that's going to go to the top of your wastegate, and then you're going to have another line running from the bottom of your wastegate to a T, going back into your compressor housing on your turbo. Now, for me, when I first did my setup on the manual boost controller, me and my buddy Aaron got this nipple piece so we can slide the hose on, but the threads are a bit too big for the Burton Racing kit, so I gotta go to the store and find an adapter. So this fitting, you're gonna just thread it in there to 3. Probably should put some what's that shit called? Some thread tape on it, so that way it seals. So we got this fitting at True Valve, and those guys, I always find what I need over there. So we're gonna put some PTFE tape on these threads, and we're gonna thread it into our compressor housing, and then we're gonna take our fitting from Burton Racing and thread that into this fitting. Thread in our fitting. Not sure if I'm gonna use this 90 or if I'm gonna do a straight off of this. I'm gonna actually throw it back on the car and see where we're at with making this line so it's not kinked. Alright guys, hope you can see that. I'll try and move the camera in a little bit. Alright, now I got my Burton Racing fitting on, the 90°, and I have that PTFE tape on it too, because it already came with it. Breather fitting, and I'm going to put it right here in number 3 in the middle. Just going to screw it in by hand and then tighten it with a wrench. Alright guys, this is how I have my MAC valve done on my Honda. I've got my wiring going this way, so that way I can tuck it underneath the radiator support. For now it's zip tied. Please don't judge me on that. I promise I'm not that messy. But this is just a temporary thing for now so we can get the car going. I also put a straight fitting, a 90° fitting on this side, and the breather on this side. So remember, 1 is on the right, 2 is on the left, 3 is on top. I'm also going to be changing out my wastegate springs. I'm going to be putting either a 10-pound spring or a 12-pound spring. I think right now I got a 15-pound spring. So I'm going to go down spring size, and we'll see what that will do on the 3-port boost by gear stuff. Okay guys, I put a red and a green spring inside the wastegate. That should give us about 10 psi, so we should be good. We got all of our boost by gear stuff hooked up. The only thing that's not hooked up is the wiring, so we're going to get to that part here in a few minutes. But I want to go over what we did and how I did it. You got your fitting coming off the compressor housing going into your T fitting. On one end of the fitting, it's going to go to the bottom of the wastegate, and then on the other side of your T fitting, it's going to go to the number 1 side on your 3-port Mac boost controller. Moving on, going from the T to the bottom of the wastegate, you're going to then add another fitting on the top of the wastegate right there, and that's going to run to the opposite side of your Mac boost controller, and then you're going to have your vent to atmosphere fitting, and that's all you have to do to hook up your 3-port stuff. Alright guys, now once you get your Burton Racing boost by gear harness pulled through your firewall, you're gonna have these 2 connectors or pins. This one's gonna go into a switched ignition on your fuse box under the dash, and we're going to be putting this one to the fuel pump, so we don't need this one right now. We'll tuck it back, but this one you can see is little connector pin, so this is going to go into your, for me it's going to go into my jumper harness on A11. So it's the sixth one over from the starting from the left on the top. So 6 over, and then that's pin A11, as you can see right here. So I'm just gonna depin it from the connector side, and then this to just plug right in. I'm actually just gonna splice it in to this wire, because thing from Burton Racing doesn't want to go into the harness, so I'm gonna have to splice it into this wire that's already going through to the connector. So now once you have your wire from your kit, Burton Racing kit, installed onto your adapter harness on A11, then you're good to go. Now let's mount this little fuse wire above, make it clean, and let's plug it into a switched ignition source. Alright guys, so now after doing some cutting and some more soldering and stripping, I extended the power wire on the harness. You can see that's where it ended. I got it zip tied right there. It's coming along and then into the fuse. And I'm actually going to be putting this into the clock. On here you can see on the top the meter, wiper, cigarette, and then the clock. That's where I'm going to put mine. So 10 amp, and then just plug it in like so, and we should be good to go. And then our boost bag gear is installed. Alright guys, that's going to be a wrap for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave me a comment and a like down below, and consider subscribing to the channel if you want to see more. And I'll see you boys in the next one. Peace.